He always carries someone with him onto the court, a slight raise of the hands, a quiet glance toward the sky, as if every glance toward the sky is a conversation with his mother. Mom, I finally proved them wrong. If you watched Game 2 between the Knicks and the Spurs, there's no way you could refuse to give all the praise to Karl-Anthony Towns. 21 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, and a +11 ±. He led the Knicks in scoring, led them in rebounding, and finished with the highest +- on the team. He shot 8 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from 3, 2 for 2 from the free throw line. His true shooting percentage reached an incredible 78.1%. It's hard not to call that a perfect performance. Then there was that play in the second quarter, a full-speed power drive straight through the defense. He knocked a Spurs guard to the floor and powered his way to the basket for 2. Even Brunson couldn't help but smile afterward, patting Towns on the back as if to say, "This is the version of Cat we've been waiting for." The Towns we saw in Game 2 looked nothing like the player who spent years trying to shake the soft label. That edge, that toughness, we haven't seen it from him in a very long time. Now don't get me wrong, Wemby was still excellent. He finished with 29 points and 9 rebounds. He's still one of the premier two-way players in basketball. Even players as talented as Chet can look overwhelmed against him. But when it comes to pure offensive skill, Towns won that matchup decisively in Game 2. The difference was obvious. More importantly, Towns used his strength on the defensive end to push Wemby away from the basket. Wembanyama committed 4 turnovers while being defended by Towns. Then came the crucial sequence late in the game. A costly turnover, a missed game winner, the mistakes that ultimately sealed the Spurs' fate. In the third quarter, Towns picked up 2 hard fouls. Within 3 minutes, he found himself saddled with 4 personals and was forced to leave the floor. The Spurs immediately started cutting into the lead, but Towns never panicked. He sat on the bench and studied the game. When he returned, he immediately knocked down a 3-pointer and grabbed a crucial rebound. Just like that, San Antonio's momentum disappeared. Then came the fourth quarter. The Spurs erupted with a 14-0 run and tied the game. Once again, it was Towns who responded. His physicality inside helped swing the game back in New York's favor. After the game, Charles Barkley didn't hold back. Right now, Karl-Anthony Towns is the Finals MVP. He deserves it. Those were 2 of the best games I've ever seen him play. An incredible performance from a big man. He dominated the game on both ends. Honestly, it's hard to argue. Towns has suddenly emerged as one of the favorites to win Finals MVP. Only Brunson remains ahead of him. Towns has become one of the leading favorites for the award. He also made franchise history. He became the first Knicks player ever to record at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 made 3-pointers in a finals game. Another record added to the books. Yet when Towns spoke with reporters afterward, he barely mentioned himself. Instead, he praised his teammates. Defending Wembanyama takes everyone. Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby helped me a lot. Brunson's steal at the end was huge. We're a team. Then a reporter asked him about the moments when he looked toward the sky. For a brief moment, Towns' eyes began to water, and quietly, he answered, "It's an unbelievable feeling. I always feel like my mom is sitting somewhere in the arena watching me play." On his wristband, the numbers 413 are stitched into the fabric. The same numbers are tattooed behind his ear. April 13th, 2020, the day his mother passed away from complications related to COVID. His mother was the most important person in his life. She was the reason he chose basketball over baseball. No matter how busy work became, she always found time to bring him food at school because she knew how picky he was. Her discipline and expectations helped shape the student-athlete who eventually earned admission to Kentucky. 5 years ago, her passing changed everything. It divided Towns' life into 2 chapters. One frozen forever in the past, the other winding through grief, pain, and healing. In his documentary The Toughest Year of My Life, Towns spoke openly about the agonizing decision to say goodbye and remove his mother's ventilator. It remains the most painful moment he has ever faced. But in Game 2, on the biggest stage of his basketball life, he delivered a performance worthy of her memory. A tribute to the woman who raised him. It was also a message. The player who was once called soft has become something else entirely. From a player critics said put up empty numbers in Minnesota to a championship cornerstone in New York. The journey has not been easy, but he has answered every criticism through action. Especially in these finals, he has shown everyone that he is not soft. He is a player willing to carry a team when everything is on the line. For 5 years, Towns has transformed the pain of losing his mother into fuel. He has turned criticism into motivation. Every time he looks toward the sky, it feels like he's sending her a message. Mom, I made it. I'm not the kid who needed your protection anymore. I'm the one protecting my teammates now. I'm the one helping my team win. Maybe that's what makes sports so powerful. This victory wasn't just for himself. It was a victory he spent 5 years wishing he could share with his mother. As Towns once said, I feel like a kid getting ready for an AAU tournament. I'm excited to play. I don't feel pressure, because I know my mom is there, watching, and proud of me. So Towns lifts his hands. He looks toward the sky. He carries that memory with him before every game, and every glance toward the sky feels like a message to the person he misses most.